Intermodal services to and from Darwin have been unloading and loading at the Adelaide Freight Terminal at Islington since the line to Darwin opened in 2004. But today, that comes to an end, with the last service to the AFT, 7DA2, about to make history. The service from Darwin, operated by Aurizon, is currently paused at Dry Creek Loop, alongside Dry Creek Railway Station, one of only two 3-track and platform stations on the Gawler Metropolitan Line, which is operated by 4000 class EMU trains. On the ARTC freight line, Dry Creek Loop is located at the 12km post, just north of the important Dry Creek Triangle, which links Adelaide's ports to the main line. The Adelaide Freight Terminal is located about 2 kilometres further south, where this intermodal train is destined, with all future services from Darwin bound for the renamed Gillman Terminal near Port Adelaide, taking a right turn at the Dry Creek Triangle instead of continuing straight and heading 8 kilometres west. The intermodal service is hauled by GWA004 and ALF24, two engines of very different eras with a 34-year age gap between them. GWA004, a Downer EDI GT46C-ACE, was built in 2011, with the class number and orange livery keeping the memory of Genesee in Wyoming, Australia, the previous operator of the service, alive. ALF24, the second unit, was remanufactured in the early 90s, which included an engine change and removal of the number 2 end cab. The locomotive is one of 3 ALFs in the yellow Aurizon livery. Pacific National operates the Adelaide Freight Terminal and is currently the reason for the Aurizon Intermodal's hold-up, with shunting occurring out of the northern end and a late intermodal to Melbourne blocking the yard. But finally, after around an hour wait at Dry Creek, the last Aurizon intermodal from Darwin to the AFT receives a signal to continue south to the terminal. Now at Gillman Railway Station, alongside the Adelaide Freight Terminal, 7DA2 is seen pulling into the Shunt main, to be split apart and later moved into an intermodal road by Pacific National as a part of the contract that's coming to an end. The locomotives detach from the train, and shunting commences to return to the motive power centre at Dry Creek, with the crew van and inline refuelling to be put in between the two locomotives, a shunt that will no longer be required at Gillman due to the triangle at the terminal's entry. The Adelaide Freight Terminal is South Australia's largest intermodal terminal, consisting of 4 intermodal roads, 4 hold roads, the shunt main, the through main, and 12 dead-end loading roads. Until Aurizon's move to Gillman Yard, the terminal was responsible for loading and unloading containers bound for every capital city in Australia, with around 90 1800 metre trains in and out of the terminal each week. As an Adelaide-bound Metro 4000 EMU service rockets through Kilburn, a group of NRs begin to split and shunt 7DA2 out of the shunt main. And now with ALF24 on the lead, the Locomotives crew van and inline refuelling head home to Aurizon's motive power centre at Dry Creek as transfer train 1102S. As the engines rocket away, the wagons X7DA2 are shunted into an intermodal road in the background for unloading of the last service from Darwin into the Adelaide Freight Terminal to commence. Two days later, we're 5 kilometres to the northwest of the Adelaide Freight Terminal, on the line to the ports, at the once important Gillman Junction, 2 kilometres from Aurizon's recently upgraded Gillman Intermodal Yard, next to Port Flat. Aurizon's first intermodal from Darwin, bound for the new Intermodal Yard at Gillman, is on the approach, right on sunrise. Aurizon's 2DA2, the first intermodal from Darwin into the upgraded Gillman Yard, is now parked up ready for unloading to commence, with the two engines on the lead, soon to detach and head back to the motive power centre. The yard upgrade included resurfacing of the hard stand and minor track work, with work still underway at the northern end. The locomotive on the lead, FQ03, is a Downer EDI GT46C, one of 24 built in Australia, with the Q, FQ and V classes entering service from 1997 to 2003 across 3 different operators, with Aurizon now owning all 24. GWB106, the second unit on the service, is a later model of the GT46C, almost the same as GWA004, seen on the earlier 7DA2 service, but built overseas in the United States, instead of locally, entering service in 2023. Just 4 years ago, Aurizon had no rail footprint in South Australia, but today is the largest operator in the States, with the purchase of One Rail Australia in 2022 and its return to intermodal haulage east to west with Team Global Express, with those services along with the Darwins to unload and load here, with the consist of 2 PM1 stationed on the neighbouring track.